Audience, please rise. I announce the arrival of the Honorable Chancellor and the top management of Albukhary International University. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and a very good morning. The Honorable Chancellor, Nobel Laureate, Professor Muhammad Yunus, the Honorable Founders of Albukhary International University, the Honorable Members of the Malaysian YSBC, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Datuk Dr. Abdul Aziz Tajuddin, the Honorable Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academics and Research and Innovation, our Madam Registrar, the Deans, lecturers, students, and guests. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor for me to welcome all of you to the Social Business Dialogue here at Albukhary International University. Before we start the dialogue session, I am pleased to give the honor to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Abdul Aziz Tajuddin, to introduce our Chancellor, who will officiate the Social Business Symposium 2022.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lah. Asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. The Honorable Chancellor, Professor Muhammad Yunus, the Nobel Laureate. Once again, thank you very much, Prof, for being able to be with us today. Puan Sri Sharifah Sofia, Member of Board of Governors, Honorable Chairman of Malaysian YSBC, Associate Professor Dr. Lokman Hakim Osman from UKM, and representative of YSBC and social business stakeholders in Malaysia, Prof. Dr. Yusinza, DVC, Prof. Abdi Omar, DVC Research and Innovation, Registrar, our Financial Controller, respected Deans and ladies and gentlemen, and including the student today. Alhamdulillah, I'm glad today that we are able to gather again. And once again, thank you very much to Professor Yunus, who are ever willing to be with us today. It is a great pleasure to welcome the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Professor Muhammad Yunus, to our social business dialogue today. We are deeply honored by your presence, finding time amidst your many commitments. We were in Baling yesterday. I think one of the fastest trip with the help of Tan Sri Hamid. We are there. We can cover the afternoon at two social business projects. Thank you very much, Tan Sri and the group. I think the villagers are very happy to see us. And I was informed the food was nice as well. They served us very well yesterday. And today we have the opportunity again to have a dialogue session with our Honorable Chancellor, which I believe will deliver and share his knowledge and experience with us, especially with the AIU student. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you all know Prof. Yunus, but however, let me introduce him. Professor Yunus is the first Chancellor of Albukhary International University by virtue of his achievement that have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind. He is best known as the founder of Grabbing Bank and the father of microcredit, an economic movement that has helped to lift millions of families around the world out of poverty by putting their trust in women who are the recipients of the loans. As a result, Professor Yunus and Grabbing Bank have been jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006, and among many other awards, is also the recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2009 and the Congressional Gold Medal in 2013. If you look at him, you will be surprised. He also received Olympic Laurel Award in 2020 Olympiad Games in Tokyo. So he covers everything, including the Olympics. Furthermore, Professor Yunus is also the founder of the Yunus Center in July 2008 to promote and disseminate his work and philosophy through the concept and practice of social business. To date, I was informed there are 97 universities around the world who have set up Yunus Social Business Center connecting with the Yunus Center. And also yesterday we heard about the concept that he propagated about the 3 zeros. There's something that I believe will catch up very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is with great honor I would like to invite the distinguished Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus to officiate the 3 events involving social business in conjunction with AIU Inaugural Convocation 2020. The events include Social Business Symposium, Social Business Dialogue with AIU students, and after this, we will be meeting the YSB leaders of Malaysia and representatives. Thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
There. I have the microphone, so I can do it from here. And now it is with great honor and with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, I hereby officiate AIU Social Business Symposium 2022.
Thank you, Professor Muhammad Yunus and Professor Dato. Ladies and gentlemen, today is indeed a very special day and a rare occasion for us to be having this opportunity to have a dialogue session with Professor Muhammad Yunus. As we all know, Professor Muhammad Yunus pioneered the revolutionary idea of social business. By his definition, a social business is a business with a social vision at its core. This unique concept of social business triggers curiosity among students who are eager to absorb valuable knowledge for their own personal and career development. Thus, to the students of AIU, this is a wonderful opportunity for you to voice out your ideas and concerns in understanding social business. Therefore, with great enthusiasm, we may start the dialogue session now. I will now pass the session to the moderator, Dr. Suraya Hanim Mokhtar.
Thank you. So thank you so much, Dato' VC, for the introduction. Prof. Yunus, thank you so much for spending the time today together with the AIU students. How are you, Prof?
I'm fine, thank you.
You
Thank
managed
you.
to
Good to
sleep
have
well
you with us.
yesterday?
Thank you. We had a great fun yesterday. So,
I think we had a great time in Baling yesterday.
absolutely, it's fantastic. All the chips we can eat.
Yeah.
It's free.
All the local foods.
Right, good food.
Okay. Actually, the dialogue is our second event. Yesterday we start with social business poster competitions by the students, and now we have dialogue with the students,
Good.
particularly all the AIU students, and we also represent some representative from YSBC Malaysia. You can see at the back, Nini and friends are there
Hey,
from My Harapan.
okay.
Okay, we're going to have meeting after this.
Yeah, with the mask, it's impossible to figure out who is who.
Yeah, Nini is in front here.
Oh, Nidhi is here too. Hey there.
So, Prof, the dialogues basically we want to welcome the students to ask any questions
Yeah.
to you, and maybe before we start, would you like to say something before we start?
All I'll say, the door is closed. Nobody's watching us from outside. So we could be as informal as we can get. So we don't have to be very formal setup, very formal speeches and so on. Informal discussion, let's move on with that, and I'm sure we have very fruitful discussion. This room now contains years and years of experience on what we are doing, what we have been doing. It's not something where, for the first time, we're speaking out on a new subject. It's a very old subject, very dear to all of us, every one of us who are attending this symposium. So this question is how to proceed from here, where we are and where do we want to go. What are the indicators right now that we should take notice of and grab the opportunity or take the opportunity to address them in a very concrete way? What are the things happening with you, with us, anybody else? So it's a sharing of experiences that we'll be spending time on. So it's a very informal discussion, nothing to be spending time on formalities. Please, thank you. Is it right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Good.
thank you for the introduction. So maybe I would like to welcome our first students who would like to ask questions. Can you raise your hand? All right. Before you ask questions, maybe you can mention your name, your study program, and also maybe your country of origin.
Microphone is not working.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Ogara Pafadom Siniwa, and I'm from Zimbabwe. Currently, I'm studying BBA Marketing. So one of the questions I have for Professor Yunus is that, so I've read a lot on social business and how it's done in many countries as well as institutions around the world. So there are a lot of ideas in social business that they make, and I think doing social business is not that easy because it's not like the normal traditional forms of business. So therefore, based on your experience in handling social businesses communities, such as the 3-0 Club and your social business institutions, which country is the most advanced in social business? And what kind of businesses do they do? And what are the key points that cause the success of their businesses? Thank you.
Thank you. You want to respond to that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me stand up. It looks, again, sitting out there, it looks too formal. Thank you for the question. Is it okay now? Is the voice audible? Okay. You asked the question in a way, it addresses almost everything we can discuss. First of all, trying to clarify to you, social business is not something very strange in one sense. It's a business. Business means you sell something and get a revenue, cover the cost, and create a surplus. That's a business. The opposite to business is charity. You give it away. You don't ask for anything back. Business is something you ask something back so that you can cover your cost. That's very fundamental to business. Then you create a surplus. Not only you get the whatever money is spent on that, you got it back, create a surplus. The question of social business comes, who should take this surplus? That's the only thing. The rest is just like any other business. The conventional economics that was taught to us told us the owner should grab this surplus. It belongs to him or her. And not only he grabs it, he takes it, that's fine. That's one stage. Conventional economics went further. That businessmen must try. It's almost obligatory to maximize that surplus. See, maximization of profit is the essence of business. If you're not doing it, you are not playing your role properly. You are an inefficient businessman. You are not maximizing. So that's where all the problem arose. We call this system capitalism. You're familiar with the word. We condemn capitalism, we applaud capitalism, we talk about capitalism. But the real problem is not the capital. Real problem which is created is by the maximization of profit. It's a profitalism, not the capitalism. That's the basic essence of the problem that we created. Why do we say we created a problem? It looks so beautiful. Everybody works so hard to maximize profit. Comes with creative ideas, innovative ideas. How to make more surplus, how to make it more and more. And that's where the growth comes in. And everybody said, oh, this is fantastic. The system is done in such a way, it creates lots of surplus and creates the economy growing. And that's what we should be striving for, addressing it. That all looks good. If you look piece by piece, if you put them all together, what did it all do? Are we better off because of the system, or we are worse off because of the system? That's one single question. If you put all this together, are we better off? Are we worse off? If you go piece by piece, you can build up lots of beautiful stories. But if you add them up, at this stage is very clear to see, because we are getting more and more nervous every day, because we are all telling that world is coming to an end almost. And we talk about it in many ways. The essence is we don't have much time left on this planet. Why? Because we are destroying ourselves. Why? Because we are making this world unlivable. Does it make sense? Is this unlivable? Yes. We are told that you have so many years left. After that, human being cannot survive because of global warming. So who created this global warming? Did God order that, well, now let's get this human being out of this planet, time is over? No, he didn't bother about it. This is not his business. We human beings decided that we should come to bring an end to ourselves while celebrating the successes of our achievements. Why? Global warming is almost, you can think, as a kind of, our house is on fire. That's what the global warming is all about. Our house is on fire. But instead of paying attention to that fire, what we are doing, We are having parties inside the house, celebrating about our success, our growth, our technological achievements, our fantastic thing that we have done around us. So you have two pictures. One, house is burning, but inside the house, we are celebrating all these pieces. Without paying attention, you will be over very soon. We will be turned into ash inside that house. Who created this burning? Our actions. So no matter how we glorify the system that we have, economic system we have, end result is suicide. It's a suicidal path. So this is the net result of the system that we have in search of maximization of profit. Where did this idea of maximization come from? Because our theoreticians who designed this whole structure assumed all human beings are driven by self-interest. An economist interpreted self-interest as maximization of profit. If you are interested in me, selfishness, I want to grab as much as I can. So we built everything on maximization of profit. And we say, that's the core of the whole economic theory, because human beings want it. The view that we are trying to bring to the attention, that this is a misinterpretation of human being. Human beings are not all driven by self-interest. There are other interests also. You check it out yourself. It's not that somebody has to believe what or somebody is saying. Are we driven by self-interest only? Or there's other interest in us? And I've tried to explain that at least there are one more interest, if not more. We are driven by self-interest. We're also driven by collective interest. In economics, you will not find anything called collective interest. It's all about self-interest. So in the process, we became robots. We departed from being human being. Human being means there are a lot of human features in us. We care for others. We care for a collective well-being of all of us. We care, we share. Economics doesn't believe in that. Economics believes you take it, take it, take it. I said, that's a misinterpretation arising from the way we looked at human being. If we define someone as a human being, driven by self-interest and driven by collective interest, then we need two kinds of business. Business for self-interest is maximization of profit. So we are not dismissing that. If you want it, go ahead. But if you want collective interest, then you need a different kind of business. A business to address the collective interest, solve collective problems. And that business is not like the other business. The other business is about maximization of profit. Collective interest is a zero personal interest. I'm not interested in me. I'm interested in others. So I don't want anything for myself. We said, why can't we do that? Who stops us? If I want to do it, nobody can stop me. I want to do business to solve the problem of unemployment. That's the purpose of my business. So I'm seeing how many people that I took away from unemployment, and I cover my cost. I'm not interested in making anything for myself. If there is surplus, of course, surplus is welcome. I reinvest the surplus. I don't take it myself. That's the departure. It is in me. It's not the government deciding. It's not the God deciding. It's not some super framework deciding. I, as an individual, decide that I don't want to take it. I want to plow it back into the business. And that's it. So it's a very personal decision. So that's where the social business idea comes. If I want to create employment, as I said, I want to solve the problem of unemployment, I create a business, and I make lots of money out of it. But in the process, I created some employment. But the creation of employment was not my purpose. Creation of surplus was my purpose of the business, so that I can have as much profit as for myself. So the purpose is different. In social business, we created the business for creation of unemployment, creation of employment for the unemployed people. Not making money was the purpose. So design of the business will be different. And then you create the business. You enjoy that you created employment for 5, 10, 20, whatever you have done. So that's the difference. So it's, all I'm trying to say is not something fundamentally different as a business. Simply purpose is different, what you use it for. So that's a part that about how social business idea comes, how you do it, where it goes, where it happens. Anybody can do that. It doesn't need a very special training to create a social business. It's, if you have that idea that I want to do, purpose is defined, you try how we do that. Now the case of unemployment, for example, I was mentioning, if you want to make the unemployment as an issue that I want to address to social business, then I see I create a business. I look at one person who is unemployed. I say, how do I do it? Okay, let me create a business so that I can hire him or her. And his employment is sure, and I get my money back. And I reinvest my money into the business. Let it grow or let it stay wherever it is. If the surplus is small, it doesn't create another job. If the surplus is more, I can expand the business. So I have a expansionary system. I can hire people more and more and so on. The purpose of creation of employment for the person. Or somebody decided, no, I don't want to create employment for the person. I want to help the person to become an entrepreneur himself or herself. That's my social business. So two ways I can solve the problem of unemployment. I can create a job for him, or I can turn the person into an entrepreneur himself or herself. So it's up to us to decide which way we want to take. In Bangladesh, what we tried, to take the young people, many of them unemployed, hanging around for jobs, applying for jobs. Bangladesh has lots and lots of people. Not many of them get jobs, not in a few years anyway. So they're very frustrated. So we are trying to explain to them that, look, instead of seeing yourself as someone who is waiting for jobs for your survival, you can do something else. Why don't you create your own employment, become an entrepreneur yourself? So that's something very difficult for them to understand. How do I create employment for myself? So in Bangladesh, it's easy for us to explain. Look, your mother is a Grameen Bank borrower. She took money from Grameen Bank and started a business. If your illiterate mother in the village could take money, $50, $100, $200, if she can create her own business and become an entrepreneur, how come you went to school? You got a college degree or a university degree. You can't do that. So I try to explain to them, the young people, those who go to college and universities. I said, listen here, the difference between you and your mother, who is a Grameen Bank borrower. The difference between you and your mother is a natural human being. Education could not contaminate her mind. Education is what destroyed you because she sent you to school. And they taught you to work hard, get a good degree, so that you get a good job. See, your mind changed. Your mother never went to school. Nobody could tell her, wait for a job. So she, as a natural human being, she took opportunity as it comes. You gave the opportunity money, she translated into entrepreneurship. So in order for you to rediscover yourself, you have to unlearn what you have learned in the school. Because your school, your education has destroyed your basic feature. And this is an accusation for the entire system. That's the accusation I made. Education system has destroyed our basic faculty. Turn a creative human being into a submissive human being. Take orders from somebody else in exchange of small amount of money. I said, in order for you to become a natural human being, you have to go back to your mother. Unlearn everything that you learned in school and try to become a natural human being and discover yourself as an entrepreneur. Then come back and say, I want to do something. All I need is money. Can you give us money? I said, I'll wait for you when you ask that question. Because we created a fund. We call it Social Business Venture Capital Fund. You are familiar with venture capital? For rich guys. They make capital, they invest in you, and take profit out of your business. Our venture capital is different because it's a social business venture capital fund. We are not interested in making profit out of your investment that I made in you. We are interested in creating an entrepreneur out of you and get our money back. That's all. We are happy by doing that. So this is the purpose of the whole thing. So we created that. We call it Social Business Venture Capital Fund, and encouraging young people to come with business ideas. So don't come to us for a recommendation for a job. That we don't do. You come with business ideas, then we talk. Explain how your business works. And you take a group of those young people, each one explaining what his or her business plan is. And let them criticize each other. And go back to improve it with their own advice, not external advice. And then we started picking up which makes sense to us. And they say, yeah, your idea looks good. You are ready for investment. Here is the money. Start the business. The moment they get the money, they start the business. And take it from there. Does every business become successful? Of course not. Business and failure go together. If you think business is successful, you never learn what business is. So I said, you have a chance that you'll be successful. You have also a chance that you'll be a failure. So I gave you the money, invested in your business. If you're a failure, what do I do now? I said, don't worry about it. You come back what you want to do. See, we invested in you, not in your business. So you figured it out what you want to do. You say, if I had this kind of money, I could start again. We'll check with it, yeah, that makes sense. So we invest again in the same person. I said, we'll not give up until you're successful. So it's not that one time and you failed and it's over. It's not like that. So you come, try it out. Even if you're successful a few times, then you're failure again. We'll still be there to pull you out. So this is how it works. In Bangladesh right now with the Social Business Venture Capital Fund, we have more than 100,000 young people, boys and girls, every day coming with new ideas. We keep on investing. More than 125 million invested in them, and they are returning the money. We said, we are not interested in your profit. And that's what the departure between social business venture capital and the conventional venture capital. Conventional venture capital want to grab all the profit you made. They want to be the rich. We said, we are not interested in your profit. Profit belongs to you. We are interested in you. We help you fly. And that's our satisfaction. So this is it. Now, we lend out, say, every month, $30 million. Every month, we are getting money back. Those who are already invested, $20 million. So out of 30 million, 20 million came back. Additional 10 million we had. We have 30 million. Next round, 35 million needed. We got 25 million back. So this is how it expands. Re-roll the money again and again, and create a whole generation of young people who are entrepreneurs. And my point is very clear. I said, the moment you put money on the table, everybody around the table becomes entrepreneurs. Without money, we are dead. We are just going around knocking door. Can you give me a job? Because I have no other opportunity. Because system is created in a very crooked way. The system always gives the money to the guy who has lots of money. System doesn't give the money to the person who doesn't have money. That is the problem. So you said, where it will be? It can begin anywhere. Like microcredit started in Bangladesh. It came to Penang, first time from Bangladesh. Aman Akhtiar, Malaysia. We are very excited. And then expanded from here to Indonesia, Korea, Usaha Mandiri, and many others. Now it's working in the United States. Same microcredit. We have over nearly 200,000 borrowers, all women, 100% women in the United States. In 27 branches that we have in 17 top cities of the United States. In last 12 years, we have given over $2 billion in loans. No collateral, no papers, no lawyers, just like any other microcredit. Repayment over these 12 years has remained over 99.5% in the United States. So you talk about as if it's something can happen with the poor country. It will never happen in rich. It's a rich country, people need that. What is the amount they're looking for in a rich country? Our loans in the United States starts under $1,000. $1,000 in a country like the United States, nothing. You spend in your lunch and dinner more than $1,000 if you invite few guests. And that's it. The rest of money is not available to them because system doesn't open the door for them. And we open the door in most difficult communities of the United States who are ridden with drugs, violence, racial problems. That's where we work with. And focusing only on women. So it's something you never try and say it cannot be done. Until you try, it's impossible. If you never try to swim, swimming is impossible. If you never try to run, running is impossible. If you never try to go up a mountain, going up the mountain is impossible. If you never try to go to the moon, going to the moon is impossible. So we are hiding behind this word impossible. We have lots of arguments for that, very, very strong arguments for that, without even trying. As if you try, it will happen. And that's our kind of baseline. Nothing is impossible for a human being if human beings make up their mind. All we have to do is make up our mind. So to take the whole structure of it, I was trying to explain, that is not about a country. It's not about whether this is possible or impossible. It's about making a decision out of it. We did it in Balkan countries. I was talking to about the Kosovo. We started right after the war. We were invited to start microcredit program in Kosovo, when they had no bank in the country. In Kosovo, didn't have any bank. They didn't have any currency. There's no money for Kosovo. So they are using German currency as their daily Deutschmark. And we are invited to start a microcredit program in a country which doesn't have a bank, which doesn't have a currency, and we are supposed to give them the money to start. We said, okay, human beings are human beings, same. We went there. All their men are away, ran from the country. Only the women there left behind. So we started sitting with the women. What do you want to do? And that's the beginning. Now, Kosovo, the Grameen program is the most thriving program in Kosovo. They're even doing our entrepreneurship program. Young people taking this investment from the Grameen Venture Capital Fund. So this is what the basic structure. Since we will be talking about this, I thought I'll just elaborate a little bit and take it from there. I'll stop here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prof, for the answer. There are also a few questions from the students after this. If you're tired, you also can sit, Prof. Are you okay?
Go ahead.
All right. Can we have the second question from the students?
Sure.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum.
And good morning, everyone. My name is Zubair Jumufaki. I'm from Tanzania, and I'm currently majored in Bachelor of Computer Science. My question is, I will be very curious to know what are the skills that I will rely on and qualities needed to become a successful social entrepreneur. Thank you.
Well, I shouldn't be the only one speaking. There are many experts here. They can respond to them too. I think it's a good idea to introduce people who are already involved in, because the group may not know who they are coming from outside.
We have the founder, Sharifa Sofia, here, and also from UKM.
Yeah.
We have Dr. Lokman. We have Nini. We have Mr. Wan Faisal from MGTC. There are a few of our guests today. Yeah.
That's
Maybe they would like to you to respond.
Sure. Yeah, anybody would like to respond to that question?
Any of the guests would like to respond to the questions? Mr. Wan, maybe, Sheikh Wan Faisal, your experience coaching our EcoBiz talent program with the students. Maybe Sheikh Wan could introduce yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, good morning. My name is Wan Faisal bin Muhammad Anwar. I'm from Malaysian Green Technology and Climate Change Corporation under the Ministry of Environment and Water. It's tough to be put on the spot like this. Right, but just I think a quick one to answer questions, because I think there are a lot of founders here, and I think there's Nini and others who can answer. But one of the things I can share in terms of some basic qualities of a social entrepreneur is to find an area or specific problems that you yourself, I call it, can relate strongly. Because I think throughout the journey, they'll be full of ups and downs. So you need that strong link, so that will be the one to keep fueling you to solve that particular area. Because I think as we know of what our Prof. Yunus has highlighted in terms of social business, is about focusing specific problem. So what is that problem? You know, it could be about poverty, it could be about education. So for us at MGTC at the moment, we are working closely with Nini and also currently working closely with Dr. Suraya in order to champion what we call the green social business, where the whole purpose is on environmental. So under environmental, there's a lot of areas that we can focus on. Yeah, as I think as highlighted by Prof. Yunus just now in terms of collective interest. So there is an area that we need to act, being it to move towards low carbon, which supports zero emission, or other environmental concerns that can affect, you know, the flora, fauna, animals, and so on. So going back to the question asked just now, I would say is finding that area that you have strong interest in, linkages, so that would fuel you. Because the journey, I believe, is not easy. It will take time, and it will take years. Yeah? But inshallah, you know, as Prof. Yunus highlighted just now, nothing is impossible, and we have to try to do it, despite it being difficult. Yeah? But inshallah, you'll find a way to overcome those challenges. Okay, that's all from me, Dr. Suraya. Hopefully, it helped answer the question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wan. We have a 6 group from our university participating in green social business competitions.
Good.
And we are the largest teams, and all the 6 teams now in the final round. So they are invent some of the ideas about green social business.
Good.
One of good ideas that we found, they can make the candle by using 50% of used cooking oil. And the student already register the company. And then they are now start doing the prototyping. And soon, inshallah, they're going to sell that candle. So, you know, as a mission to create more job creator and entrepreneur.
Yeah,
so thank you, MGTC, for the coaching and working with us with Green Social Business Project.
Very good. Any recycling, any recycling anywhere is a great idea for social business, because waste is a danger for the planet. Whatever we have to reuse. We have to make sure that we just don't throw away. It's a resource that we are dispensing with. So in any direction, if any recycling, repurposing is created as a social business, that's a great contribution to protecting this planet and its future.
All right, thank you so much. Maybe we can also welcome any other students, our third students, would like to ask questions?
Sure. Can we turn off these lights on the stage, because it's very sharp, I can't see people.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Bizong Jo. I'm from Myanmar. I'm currently studying at Center of Foundation Study. My question is it the only suitable way to make the 0% of the unemployment rate by performing self-employment? Or are there other ways to reduce that problem? If yes, then what are these solutions? Thank you.
Well, quickly speaking, to address the problem of unemployment, you create employment. That's the solution. They are saying that employment means taking a job, but you can be also an entrepreneur. So there's another option. Unemployment, solution, employment, and entrepreneurship. So try both, whichever comes handy, whichever is easy, whichever is sustainable. You can create employment as a charity work. You give someone a job, not because you are making money out of that. Simply, the guy needs some money. You give him a job, you give him a salary, but you don't worry how much you gain from that. Simply, you want to be helpful to that. You hired somebody, you didn't need him, but you hired him. You give him a salary so that he that's a charity work. And charity work is important, but the point that I try to draw attention to, that it becomes limited. You don't do much because you can't go on charity ever. But if you become a self-sustaining solution, like creating an employment by creating a business, then it's self-sustaining. So charity is one option, another one creating a business. Or turn him into an entrepreneur. That's another solution. So charity, conventional money-making business, and social business. So you have three options. And the one that I try to draw attention to by saying the whole problem of unemployment, is created by the concept of employment. If we didn't have the concept of employment, we wouldn't have a problem of unemployment. What does it mean? We created a concept of employment, in the process we created unemployment. Meaning that we assume that everybody has to have an employment. That's the destiny of human being. I said that whole thing is absolutely wrong. Destiny of human being is not getting employment, getting a job. Destiny of human being is to become himself and herself by using his own creative power, by contributing from his own creative power, by becoming an entrepreneur. So you pushed us in a wrong direction. You pushed us into a direction where millions and millions are running for jobs. While we become entrepreneurs by ourselves, we bring our creative power. The destructive part of employment is employment takes away the creative power of human being. It destroys the creative power of human being. When you take a job, you are ready to accept orders from others. You don't use your creative power. You become a robot who is done with the instruction from others. I said that's the most damaging thing one can do to a human being. Take away the creative power. Essence of human being is the creativity. Essence of human being is not obedience. It's a defiance. It's doing something new. That's the essence of human being. But we destroyed the whole thing by creating the concept of employment. So I said, best thing we can do, rediscover ourselves as human beings. So that's why I was mentioning yesterday that the university became a factory producing job seekers. I said, that's the most damaging thing any education system can do to a human being, to turn into a factory of job seekers. The education system, the purpose of education is to help you unleash your creative capacity. You are packed with unlimited creative capacity inside of you. But nobody helped you to unpack that, open that up. Education system should be designed in a way that I can unleash it, I can unpack it. I find out in which corner I have what. It's all different corners in me that I have that power. Because nobody helped me, I never knew myself. Rediscovering myself, helping me rediscovering myself is the most essential part of education. But that's not what we do. We train them to become obedient, to follow orders, whatever instruction, and we prepare them so that they are excellent in following orders, which is the opposite of what the purpose of education should be. So that's the difference of the employment and the entrepreneurship. Thank you.
So, Prof, in conjunction with that question, what's your advice to us as the lecturers, the academia, in encouraging the student to become the job creator, entrepreneur? Like we also need to start from ourselves. What's your advice to us?
Yeah, this is it. That's to tell the young people that how much creative power they have. Keep them challenging to bring out their creative power. Like one way, when you do this competition that you said about creating a social business, give them a problem. Come up with a solution. How do you solve this problem? Let them try all kinds of solutions and let them debate. Which solution is better for what reason? Somebody say, okay, people are poor, so how do you solve this problem? And they put together and say, okay, government should give them the money to survive. Why shouldn't the government give a big chunk of money every month so that they can buy food, they can have a nice house, they can have nice clothes, and the problem is solved? It's a charity solution. You got to say charity solution. You give them government, write a check. Everybody, you wait in the mailbox, you get a check every first day of the month, and you take care of it. Problem of poverty is solved. So simple. But is this a solution? Is this what are the people beggars? Should we turn all people as beggars? Is this what the purpose of the society is all about? And forget that this human being is packed with not only taking care of himself or herself, that human being is built to take care of the whole world. Now you take away from everything by giving them a check and say, our government is good, they gave us money. It's absolutely wrong way of looking at things. Human beings are not born to become beggars. Now, new thing came, and I take this opportunity to add that also, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is coming in a big way. It's gradually coming. We are not noticing it now, but soon you will be noticed because lots of jobs will be gone, finished, because artificial intelligence will take them the job, get them out of the job. Where is the limit? Artificial intelligence becomes smarter every day. Why? Because they have their own self-learning process, machine learning. They don't have to go to any place. Just watch you and learn and to become better than you. This is such an automatic system. So all the machines will be learning than everything that we do to do it better. So ultimately what happens? Ultimately all human beings will be irrelevant because machine can do much better than any human being anywhere can do, in any respect. And this is a debate quietly going on. What is the future of human being? And one very strong thesis, very strongly supported by all the big intellectuals behind it, we should be getting ready for that day because everybody should be put on universal basic income. Everybody should have some income, guaranteed, supplied by the governments, because they have no jobs. Nobody has a job. Nobody has, because job is the only thing they could think about. So since nobody has a job, so the government has to send out a check to everybody. This is the universal basic income. This campaign is going on for many, many years. And I'm strongly opposing it all the time. I said you mistook the whole purpose of human being. Purpose of human being is to bring creative power of human being, not suppressing it. When you do the universal basic income, you are suppressing it. You are guaranteeing it that you remain a beggar. I said, destiny of human being is not to remain as a beggar. Destiny of human being is to make this world a better place every day. That we never thought about before. Now we come up with a better idea. Every day we make this world a much better place than it was yesterday. That's a human being. You turned the whole thing around. You put them to sleep. You gave them the drug. Go and sleep. Here is universal basic income. You go and sleep. I said, that's not the direction that we want to end up with. The whole world becoming a place for human beings as beggars. I said, that's the wrong direction. We don't want to do that as a kind of solution. So unemployment can be solved in so many of these ways. It's a question of how to decide what is that we're looking for. Keeping in mind what is the purpose of life on this planet. You see, in education system, that is bypassed. We don't discuss in education system what is the purpose of life. We discuss how much money we can make. So the purpose and money got confused. So as if making money is the purpose of life. Making money is not the purpose of life. Making money may be something peripheral to your life. But the purpose of life has to be very distinct for you as an individual and for collectively, together, what is that we want. So those are the basic questions that we have to answer during our education system. Thank you.
So hopefully AIU can make a difference. I mean, this is responsibility of the academic staff to produce as many job creators in this world. Start from you. Okay, maybe can we welcome any other questions? I know that you are eager to ask questions. Okay, yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I am Abdullah Al-Hadi from Rajshahi, Bangladesh, currently studying in Bachelor of Media and Communication. We know you are one of the proponents of social business through which millions of people are being financially So when you established one of your biggest social business platform, Grameen Bank, what challenges did you have to overcome at the beginning of your journey? And what advice would you like to give someone who is trying to become a social business entrepreneur? Thank you.
Well, the difficulty in creating Grameen Bank and microcredit essentially was doing something which was not done before. Whenever you do something new, people always accuse you that you are disrupting the system. You are destroying the system. System is right, and you are pushing it in the wrong direction. Because we challenged the banking system, we questioned them. Very simple question. At that time, we had no idea what the future would be like. Simply asking the question, why banks don't lend money to the poor people? And banks readily answered that question. They said, of course we don't lend money to poor people, because they are not creditworthy. I said, what does it mean? What is creditworthy? Oh, creditworthy means that if I lend you the money, if I give the money, loan to the poor people, they will never be able to pay back, because their stomach is empty. The moment they will have the money in their hand, they'll start buying food and eat, and use the money to just survival. So if you're using the money for your just food, you won't have the capacity to pay it back. So it's a very simple thing. How come you don't understand it? I said, no, I don't understand it. Because you are saying something as if people are so stupid, they don't understand that they have to pay the money back so that they can get more money from you. So you are assuming that It's a one-time kind of transaction. You give the money and you eat, and that's over. Next time you don't get it anymore. People are much smarter than that, no matter how poor they are. And poor people are usually very smart because they have to survive. It's the only way they can survive because they have to be very creative in survival. Otherwise, they are finished. As people used to tell at that time that you can't give money to poor people because they have no skill. You have to train them first, send them to all kinds of training schools so that they can come with skill, so that they can do that. Without a skill, they cannot survive. Useless to give them the money. So I came up with my answer to that question at that time. I said, poor people have the best skill ever because they have the survival skill. And the circumstances they have to deal with is so difficult. They have to become extra creative to make sure even this complicated situation they can survive. I said they have the most essential skill of their life, survival skill. So why don't you start with the survival skill? Support their survival skill. Continue from there. Anyway, nobody listened. So I turned around that idea that microcredit, the idea that the people are not creditworthy. I said, you are blaming the people for not being capable or qualified to receive loans from the bank. I said, it should be the other way. People should be blaming you for your failure. And instead of you calling them not being creditworthy, they should be calling you not being people-worthy. You're not worthy of the people to serve. So why don't you design your system so that you know how to provide the service that you do? So that's where our kind of debate began. And every step of it was very difficult part of it. So first battle with the banking, that they do not do that. Then I criticized them. I said, you lend money to people who have money, you never lend money to people who don't have money. So you have to reverse yourself. And I say, you give money to men, you don't lend money to women. They said, that's not true. I said, very much true. So I showed them all the statistics in Bangladesh. 99% of the borrowers of all the banks in Bangladesh are men. Hardly 1% women. I said, what is this? I'm not talking about the poor women, I was talking about the rich women. You don't lend money even to rich women because you're always giving to men. No, this is not true because women don't come to us. I said, they do. But if a woman comes to you with a loan proposal, you look at the proposal, you then ask the woman, have you discussed it with your husband? And if she says, yes, I have discussed it with my husband. Then the manager says, why don't you bring your husband along on Monday so that we can discuss this? I said, have you ever done that for men? Men brought the application to you, loan application, and you looked at it and you said, have you discussed it with your wife? And if he says yes, I said, why don't you bring your wife so that we can discuss this on Monday? You don't do that. So I said, that's the beginning of the whole program. You don't accept women as an individual entity. And that's where your starting point is. So debate became so sharp, they said it's impossible to give the money to women because they don't know how to run businesses and so on. I said, you never tried. So I thought about it. I said, why don't you start focusing on women in our program? So that's why our attention came to the women part of it. That's why Nur Jahan, who is here, she was put in charge to bring women into our program, continue to pursue that program, that women. And it became so attractive, so powerful. We were so impressed. At that time, we had no idea how it would work out. But the way the women responded to that, we continued to focus on women. We made sure now we focus on women. Our only thing was in the beginning, our decision was 50% of the borrowers of Grameen Bank must be women. This is our early decision after we have the debate with the banks. We wanted to make sure we are accusing the banks so that someday somebody do not accuse us doing the same thing as the banks do. So we said we must make sure 50% of the borrowers must be women. And it was extremely difficult part, because you go to the women, as Nurjahan and her friends in the class did, women said, no, don't give the money to me, give it to my husband, because she was afraid of the money. She said, I never touched money in my life. I'm very scared of money. I don't know how to handle money. And husband is the one who handles money. So that was the difficult part that we had to overcome. And it was done in such a beautiful way. We achieved that 50-50 level in about 6 years that we made it happen. Then we wondered, why should we stop here? Because it's working so well. So we wanted to expand it. We continued to expand it. So Grameen Bank became known for a bank which lends money to poor women. 97% of the borrowers are women. So we broke another wall, the men-women divide. Then as we focused on women, we became victims of another accusation, religious opposition. Huge opposition of the religious people. Everybody was against the Grameen Bank because we lend money to women. Their accusation is we are destroying the religion by bringing money to women, and they are coming to the marketplace. They are becoming open to men and available to be seen by everybody else. This is dangerous for religion. So they become very critical, attacked us from all directions, and it became very emotional issue, religious issues. So we had to address that issue also, not by physically discussing with them, by bringing example. We bring example from the religious histories. One, the popular one that we used to say, look, when Prophet Muhammad, when he took his first job, he took a job under a woman. His first job was under a woman. So if you want to be a good Muslim, you have to follow the footsteps of the Prophet. So if you want to follow the footsteps of the Prophet, every Muslim must start their life taking a job under a woman, because that's what the Prophet did. And this is, they cannot throw away, because this is part of the history. And I said, and we used to tell them, look, not only he took a job under a woman, he married her. So if you want to be a good Muslim, you have to take a job under a woman, and you have to marry a businesswoman, because Prophet married a businesswoman. And we used to make jokes with them. We said, if you're looking for businesswomen, if you can't find any to marry, come to Grameen Bank. We have lots of women with a business background. So we will connect you with that. So we used to deal with this in a way, in a friendly way, giving examples. They cannot throw us away. So we had to struggle on that account, on the religion, and we become political victim. Because politically we are told that we are kind of creating destabilization of the society, because we are mobilizing the poor people. This is a communism coming, organizing the poor people at the grassroots level. So again, people who are against the communists, they are against us. And the communists, those who are looking for socialist revolution in the country, they were against us. They thought we are bringing capitalism in the grassroots, bringing money to the people. So all kinds of cross currents of debates and discussions and accusations. So the point I was trying to make, if you want to do something new, you are disrupting many things old. So you become victims of accusation from all directions. If you lose your patience, then you can't proceed. So you have to be very patient, deal with it piece by piece, so that ultimately everybody can accept it and move forward. That's the way Grameen Bank continues. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Okay, maybe we welcome a last question, because we're also running out of time.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ilmi Ma'lam I'm from Thailand and currently I'm studying BBA marketing. My question is, as we know that social business is a non-profit business that is established to help underprivileged people. So how to encourage more businessmen, especially a young entrepreneur, to be interested to invest more in this field? Thank you.
Yeah. First of all, to clarify, social business is not a non-profit business. When we say non-profit, it's usually used for charity, non-profit. So social business is, in that sense, is not a non-profit. Social business makes profit. Question is, who takes the profit? In social business, owner doesn't take the profit. Owner lives into the business itself. It's recycled in the business. He doesn't take it away, or she doesn't take it away for herself. So we say social business is a non-dividend business to solve human problem. It's a non-dividend. It doesn't mean that it doesn't make profit. It makes profit. Profit stays with the business. Owners decide not to take it. It's the owner's own decision. It's not because somebody stopped by law that you cannot take the profit. You decided that I'm not interested in making personal benefit out of it. I want to make sure I solve the problem of the people. So that's a distinguishing feature between social business and conventional business. And it's not a non-profit. It's not a charity. So it's a business because it covers its cost. It produces a product or it produces a service, just like any other business. It sells in the marketplace. It has to compete with every other business. Social business, conventional business. If I'm selling water, I have to compete with all kinds of water people. But I'm a social business. I'm in the water business not because I want to make money. I want to make sure people have clean water. But I have to compete with everybody else. And then I have a surplus made of the water. But I don't take the profit myself. I plow it back into the business and so on. So this is how it is done. Any business, if you want healthcare could be a charity program. There's a lot of charity healthcare program around the country, around the world. They do it because they want to cure people who are suffering from diseases and so on. But it's a donation. I don't expect you to pay, and I don't take any money back. So it's a free treatment. So that's one charity. Other extreme is a commercial healthcare. You come, we treat you, and we make a lot of money. Fairly and unfairly, we charge you in such a way, I make a lot of money out of you. That's a commercial part of it. In between, the other one, the social business. I create a healthcare program, not to make money for myself, but it's a sustainable. We cover the cost. At the same time, we create a surplus, and the surplus is plowed back into the business so that business can expand. So this is the third version. So you can create the same business in any one of the three formats. Why people will be interested in social business? Now I ask a counter question to that. Why should people be interested in giving things in charity? Why should there be a charity healthcare program, free treatment? Why do the people do that? Because people want to help other people. Only thing known in helping people is a charity format. I give it away. That's why we create foundations. We don't want to make money out of the foundation, we give it away, charity. We have many religious requirements that we give away money. That's charity. So I said, alternative, you make money by using money. That's a commercial. We say, in charity, whatever money you give, it's gone, it goes away. It never comes back because you don't want to take it back. You just give it away. So you have only one-time use of your money. If I use the same money in a social business, it's completely different. Now money comes back because it's a business and it creates a surplus. Then I plow it back into the business. So the difference between charity and social business is charity money can be used only once. Once it is used, it's gone, finished. So you cannot repeat that. If you want to do it again, you have to find more money to give it again. In social business, you invest the money and money comes back. So you use the money again and again. It's an unlimited, unending process of repetition. So it becomes very powerful. Same money can work so many times. So that's the power of the social business, if you compare between charity and social business. And commercial, you do it, repeat, but your intention is different. You don't care whether people benefited from it, how much they have benefited from it. All you want to do is to make money. You want to do business with fossil fuel. You want to sell fossil fuel in many different forms. But you know it's harming people, but you still want to do that. You want to sell cigarettes. You want to make money. You want to do drugs. You want to make money. Your interest is making money. You couldn't care less whether it's killing people, harming people, doesn't matter. All I want to do is making money. So that's the commercial part of it. So these are the features that we have to choose. What is it that we would like to do? One, we can do that. So any problem we see, our idea is you think about it, you come with a solution, a social business solution. And if you can come up with a social business solution, probably that's the best alternative that you can have to make it going, at the same time solving the problem. That's it. Thank you.
So, thank you very much for the questions, all the beloved students. Prof, in this event, during this dialogue, on behalf of Social Business Design Lab, in AIU, we established a platform outside the classroom for the students to cultivate their creative mind. Like you said just now, every solution needs creativity.
Sure.
So we encourage the students to push their creative mind. So we created this lab. It's like a think tank platform for the students to engage and find the solution in every issues they found around us, even revolving unemployment, poverty, or carbon emissions. So we would like to take this opportunity to launch our lab by you.
Wow,
we set
very
up in 2020. The student had prepared some videos about our activity, so maybe we can share the videos and enjoy it.
Oh, good.
Social Business Design Lab launching 2022. This event is presented by Albukhary International University. Ladies and gentlemen, please make yourself comfortable and enjoy the event.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muammar Kadafi from Indonesia, and I am under the Zero Poverty Cluster. The reason for me to join this design lab is because me personally, I believe that no one deserves to be poor. Poverty is not absolute. it's not a destiny, and it will be changed. So our role is to set up the people's mindset and to strengthen their mentality to take down the number of the poor population. And I do expect by joining this design lab, I could take a bunch of experiences to develop myself personally, and I could be socially aware and sensitive, and I get to know about the real condition in the rural area, such as the sick and Bali that we had visited before, and I could bring impact to contribute to the society in my hometown country. No poverty, more reaching.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Mariam. I'm from Afghanistan. I'm under zero net carbon emission. The reason I'm joining zero net carbon emission is to help the earth maintaining its health, because people nowadays concern more about helping people rather than the earth that we are actually living right now. My expectation toward this lab is I hope this lab will help to protect the earth environment by having a lot of projects. If we can change the world at least with a little activity project that we conduct, it will give a big impact to ourselves, society and the environment. Come join us today and let's go green with us, the green team, to make a better tomorrow.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Yunus. I am from Tanzania. The reason behind I joined this unemployment cluster is to figure out what are the main problems that facing people in our society that help them to become unemployed, so that I can come up with different possible outcomes that will solve this problem. And also what I expect in this cluster is to gain knowledge that I can implement it in reality in our society. Join us to have fun and trying to solve the unemployment issue globally. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good evening. I am Dr. Bahya, the advisory of Zero Poverty Cluster under the Social Business Design Lab of AIU, and our engagement as a Zero Poverty Cluster of AIU is to get closer to the society and helping them to generate more income consistency and the opportunity to train, to brainstorm and to develop a new idea for our students as well. And our community engagement program are in Bali and Kedah. We are much honored to serve our beloved society. Therefore, our tagline for our Zero Poverty Cluster is No Poverty, More Reaching.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Dr. Nawal. In Zero Net Carbon Emission Cluster, we cater for the well-being of the people as well as our beloved planet Earth. We aim to inculcate green lifestyle in our society by incorporating green practices and behavior in the business world as well as our everyday life. Come and join us and let's go green with us, the green team, for a better tomorrow.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Usaid Abdul Jawad, an advisor in Zero Unemployment Cluster. Zero Unemployment Cluster is a brainstorming platform for the students to cultivate their minds and bring their innovative and creative ideas to solve the unemployment issue. Join us to have fun and try to solve the unemployment issue globally. Thank you.
The AIU Social Business Design Lab is a brainstorming platform for students to cultivate their creative mind to find social solutions and social innovation ideas. We believe that in order for the social innovations ideas to be invented, the student need to be actively engaged in the community project and community programs around us. For AIU case, we're going to do all the community project in Bali and Kedah. As Albukhary International University niche area is social business, we believe that the lab is so relevant and important to us. Social Business Design Lab, this is our pride.
We are here to spend our money. Public service organization.
One.
No, I mean the. Okay, like.
Good.
We welcome Professor Muhammad Yunus, Chancellor of Albukhary International University, to launch Social Business Design Lab.
Now it's official. All right.